Greetings. It is time to complete the Jadgpanzer IV so that we can move on to something else. Like, a butt. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to build next. Something quick and fast to do. Those are the same sort of... Those words both mean the same thing, Herbert. I know, I'm tired. Leave me alone. What we need is some front detaily bits. We're going to need headlamps. I think there's only one headlamp. It is a bit weird that the instruction shows to build it on one side of the picture and then install it on the other. That's what's confusing me. 13 and 12. And we need the D sprue. D sprue. D's nuts. Which is not this sprue, that's another F. There's a couple of jerry cans on there that I don't think I saw in the instructions, but would like to put on the model. D37. Which has some nice, thin, easily broken bits. I will not break them. I broke it. Fuck. Why does this always happen to me? I didn't do anything especially stupid there to break it either. That's obnoxious. But surely it can be fixed and glued into place on the model. Part D23. Found it. We need what looks to be a fire extinguisher from the J sprue. Be gone, Nobbin. Oh, the nubbinry on this one is a bit obnoxious. Nubbinry is a real word. Excuse me. This looks like it's been bent. Maybe it's meant to be bent. I'm sure it's fine. This is very wubby music for epic playlist. The first thing I hear when I join is, I'm sure it's fine. Is that mistake 43 I hear? No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, ye of little faith. I think that's probably neat enough. I don't know, but that little... Is that an intentional nubbin? I think that's a guide nubbin. We'll need that. Do. I am a bit annoyed at having broken this part, but look how thin that is. It doesn't even show up on the overhead. Must be rid of this mold line. Nobody likes a mold line. Nobody. It's a big nubbin right in the middle there. Just use my shirt to wipe all the stuff off of it. That's what the shirt's for. Okay, I think that's all the bits I currently need. Oh, there's a D8 on the rear thingy. Is that only for this side? Who knows? Looks like it might be. It's probably a convoy light or something. Might as well clean that up. Even though I'm pretty sure it's going to be mostly hidden. Doesn't actually seem to need a lot of cleanup, or any cleanup. Okay. I think the thing to do would be to glue the light together. And then sort out the mount for the light. Yes, yes, yes. Will it be done today? Possibly. We may never know. How you doing, silly? I hope you're well. It's hard to show the camera the keying on the back of this when you can't hold it without putting your finger over it. Oh no. No. Learn to hold things, Herbert, you idiot. Maybe that could do with a tiny bit more glue on top there. Very illuminating. Yes. "3,000th scale buildings? That sounds like fun. When Easter and Xmas come in one day, they'd better clean up after themselves." Okay, I'm gonna... That's probably in focus. Try and get this on, as the instructions desire. It's a shame that it broke. It's a good looking part. I appreciate that they've got the little power cable molded into it. Okay, and it looks like there's a mounting hole for the other end of it, which is going to be the difficult bit on account of how minuscule it is. You could send a picture of the 3000 scale board. I would look at it. And once we put glue on there, nobody will know that ever broke. Nobody will ever know. Now, if you could get the part into its mounting hole without just wobbling it everywhere. It was in there before the glue. Pissing ass shit tit lips. Doesn't look that good, but we can just say all the crud in there is dirt. Because, no good punk kids climbed all over the thing before without wiping their feet. How? You could send the picture on Discord. That is the most convenient way to do it. And now we've got that on. Might as well put the light on. piss. There's D-shaped keying in there, but I don't think it's really... It doesn't really stop it from wobbling side to side. That ought to hold a little SOB. I hope that's set properly. I don't know if it is. That's annoying. There we go. Fire extinguisher goes on to those nubbins. This has holes it mounts into. You were thrown off Discord because you didn't use it for 2 years. I didn't know they did that. You go with this stuff facing inward. And then this goes here. Whatever it is. Some sort of tool. Probably on an angle like that. Give it a pat so it feels comfortable. And then this thing, there is supposed to be a little slot for it. I don't see any little slots. Could it be a part that old Herbert omits? Could be. Why does this keep happening? Got an email and thought they would not dare, but they do. Maybe I have missed a cutting out instruction there. Surely old Herbert didn't miss an instruction. What a ridiculous notion. There's nothing in the plastic that would indicate anything should be mounted there. What I may do is just glue it on. I'll cut its mounting tab off and just stick it on. It'll work. It'll work because I want it to work. You can't miss what you don't read. I guess that's true. I'm just going to glue this on. Someone will probably bitch at me about it being in the wrong spot or some crap, but I don't give half a fuck. Mistake for it. It's not my mistake. I'm not copying that. It shows there should be a mounting point on the instruction. The annoying thing is it's under that thing, under that overhang, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get into place. Fucking dog. Do I need to drown the area in glue? It's possible. This is just going to cause it to fall over. No? Looks relatively straight. That's probably not the right spot, and it's probably going to get in the way of something. Glue the applicator to the lid with super glue. Doesn't seem to be a point. Doesn't really happen all that often. Okay. That's probably everything on that page. Should have a closer look to make sure, but I won't. I'm just going to look away from the instructions. That seems to be in order. And now we need to add the brackets, I guess you'd call them, for the shirts, and which is different depending on where you've put your spare wheels. Including different brackets. Weird. D51 and 52. I think that one's for the far side. D40 and MC7. And that one goes there somewhere. The one for the other side is on a completely different sprue. Probably doesn't really need that much cleanup because it will certainly be hidden behind the plates. That does not feel strong. rid of these nubbins and mold lines off the top. It's very difficult to hold in such a way that I can scrape along the top of it. Did I mix those up? How much does it matter? Probably not a ton. Actually, I can see... No, I can't. They're the same. Or are they? No? That one definitely fits there. Why is there a small bug on my model? I didn't invite you here. It's probably not a bad idea to get that as straight vertical as you can. Looks like it's sitting properly. Praise the glue god. This one goes here. Don't know if that's meant to line up with those two raised thingies, but it looks like it is. I think that is the mount for the sheet that goes along there. Gotta make sure we're using all the correct bits here because there's two different versions for whatever reason. I need the MB... No, I need the MC sprue. The Motor Club sprue. Which I do believe is this one. Oh boy, it's adventure time. Downloaded Dissy Coard. Good job. I need the bigger ones. These are both MC7. One goes there and the other two go on the other side. And there must be a spare. It's good to have a spare MC7, let me tell you what. Now what? You'd have to join my Discord server. There's probably a command for Discord. There we go. Cut that as neat as I can. I have to do less cleanup. One strand of hair hanging down, tickling my nose. I'm gonna need that again. I'm kind of hoping that these brackets allow me to take the shirts and off and put it on again for painting purposes. The trouble with this is, if I put any pressure on it, it's going to break. And then I'm going to be... Well, I've got a spare, so it's not the end of the world, but I don't want it to break. It'll be a very minor inconvenience. And those are the worst. You know why you stopped Discord? For reasons? Okay, that looks like those are clean. Nice and clean. Clean brackets are important to any tank. It doesn't matter which one of these I use. Probably. just as long as I get them on good and neat. Fit is a little tight in those holes. And the this bit flexes a little bit, which is kind of annoying. Also, that does not line up. I'm gonna say that's pretty vertical. And the trick will be to not bump them while we put the other ones on. It's not your style of user comfort. I guess that's fair. Go in the hole. It's a little more difficult on this side. I think maybe the hole top is slightly off center. This can't be my fault. I'm always correct. A little hard to see the mounting pins from this angle too for some reason. That ought to hold a little SOB. I don't know why that happened. Did I press a button on my stream deck? Just randomly putting emotes in chat. My old not infected Herbert emote from when we were playing a lot of 7 Days. Well, I am uninfectable. Okay, we need 5 of these per side. Should be easy. There's very tiny little guide holes for them. Almost microscopic nubs. And this one is broken. Ooh. You know, good punks. Let's see if I can keep it together before getting it on the hull. There are no spares of these, unfortunately. Sure is a lot of them. Pretty glad I replaced the blade on this knife yesterday, so it's good and sharp. I'm not really happy with this bent one. It'll do. Scrapey, scrapey. This is kind of tedious, but I do appreciate that you can do this and it'll look good if you choose not to put the shirts on, having proper brackets, rather than ones mounted to the back of the shirts and only. Hooray, now they can be glued on. This looks like it's going to be slightly more fiddly than the other ones because there's basically barely anything to hold them. I don't know if that's YOLO, as the youth say. It doesn't really even fit in the hole. Am I trying to put the wrong part in the hole? I think I was. Dang it. Now, can I get this on without nudging the other one out of place? Maybe. Looks like it's not quite right. Oh, man. I want them to be at the same height as the others. But for some reason, it's very difficult. It's done on purpose to annoy Herberts. I think the upper hole might be out of place slightly, because that is a little further back than the middle of the hole. How do I know which position is correct? Definitely don't appreciate that. Maybe we ignore the guide knob and possibly remove the guide knob. The rest of them are aligned with these bits, so that's what I'll align these to. Makes it a bit more difficult. There isn't even a guide hole for that one. Looks like ass. It's hanging too low. Fucking why? Why do you insist on being fiddly and frustrating? May end up being that I don't even bother with the shirts, and because I'm confident that these things are not going to align with the things on the back of the shirts, and that sits lower again because it's annoying. How does this youth at work called Discord? All those techny stuff, I'm confused. I'm getting too old for this youngster crap. I don't know what you're confused with. It looks like you joined the server. The hint is to read all of the rules, which catches a lot of people out. I knew it was going to be annoying to put these on, but I didn't think it would be this annoying. Still significantly lower than the front one, so that's going to be an annoying issue. I'm just going to say that's good enough. Maybe it was a bad idea to do this tonight. It's just going to look like complete and utter garbage. You even clicked on the... You have to type it in without tagging me. Where did I just lose that bracket? Fucking Christ. That looks crap, but that's where it's going. Probably. Probably not going to be strong enough to hold any weight on it, so it's going to break off once I try to put the shirts on, and that's going to be annoying. Life is hard. Sure is. Maybe this doesn't need to be constantly recording. I was really hoping this would just be a matter of just really quickly gluing the bits on, then putting the shirts on and being done with it. If I get rid of that knobbin too, it will make life easier. It's too low. But if we give it more glue, the glue god will surely help us with this. That one went on okay. So the secret is to remove the guide knobs because they're not helpful. Hey, Vlad Stanchu. Welcome. Any First to Fight kits coming up? On stream? Probably not. The next video will be a First to Fight kit. Which, if you're a patron, will be ready in probably a few hours. Depending on how long this takes and how long I can stay awake. And of course my fingers are going to nudge that forward one out of place if I use them. So I won't. I'll struggle with tweezers instead. Fucking dog. Ah. The glue's all evaporated, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. How much topics do you have? Not as many as some. Now, if that stays there, sorta, that'll be good. Too low. Pictures would go in modeling general. That's where there's usually general modeling pictures in there. There isn't a specific channel for pictures and stuff. I do try to avoid server bloat, but, you know. Man, there's still another 5 of them. Hopefully the other side is aligned. Nope. Why can't it just be nice and easy? That one is very much lower than the other one, which I think will cause an issue later. I think that's just going to have to do. Hey, JS Idaho. This is the Border Models kit. And up till now, I've been pretty happy with it, but these brackets are pissing me off. Boy, howdy. The camera shows that they are all quite wonky. But I'm not going to do anything more about it because that'll just be wasting time. And, I mean, I usually waste time, but sometimes I try not to. I got another 5 of those to do. And I think it's probably a good idea to do all of them because it'll give them time to bond when we try to put the shirts in on. Just don't even need to use my clippers on those nubbins. The first brackets, which were larger pieces, were fine and dandy to just plop into place. Okay. Maybe they'll just be a lot easier on this side of the model. Too high. Feck. It wouldn't be a Herbert Erpaderp stream or video if it went well, or how I think it should. Overall, most of the parts fit good, but I think there's a problem with the casemate because the guide nubs for these don't line up with the middle of these doobie bots. So I think the entire upper hull is too far forward by about 1 millimeter. which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you want other bits to line up with each other, it's too much. I think that's good enough. Looks like it's roughly in line with the others.
But.
That's how I feel. But what is my opinion on Tacom's new Tiger models? I have not built them and haven't even really looked at them. I probably won't buy them because I'm trying to not spend money. Generally, all of the Tacom stuff I've seen and built has been pretty good. Fuck. Doesn't look quite right. It's got a little bit of a tilt to it that I do not want it to have. I am taking away your tilt. Grown man talks to plastic as though it can understand. No, don't touch the other side where the brackets are, you'll ruin them. That one worked surprisingly well. Let it fall out of place when I add more glue. Hey, Kevin Blackburn, how you doing? Frustration intensifies. Something like that. I spent way too long doddering about there, and the glue evaporated. Close enough. Hopefully close enough. Hopefully it's got a little bit of forgiveness in the things on the back of the shirts. And otherwise we're going to have to model it with a lot of it hanging off. Every one of them just falls right off the first time I try. What you want is more glue, isn't it? I'm going to call that good enough also. Interesting Panzer IV variant I have here. It's a Jadgpanzer IV with shirts in, which will be hopefully not too annoying to put on. And now all the brackets are in place. Can leave them to bond for a while I figure out. Actually, there's another couple of plastic bits. Excuse me. Need the D-sprue. Whatever this thing is has to go on. I'm assuming it has to go on before the plate that goes there. Plastic cement doesn't seem to be as aggressive as it used to be. I mean, it's just acetone and bends something. It probably says on here. Acetone butyl acetate, that's all it is. It's not that it's different. It's that it's evaporating. That looks neat enough. Now to figure out how it goes on. It just sits on top of those. Around this way, though. Yeah, so I can figure that out. What happened to driving trains? That was earlier. I'm far too lazy to make my own glue. I build a lot of models, but I've never seen a need to make the bulk glue that people do. And knowing my luck, if I tried to store the amount of acetone and stuff that we'd need to make it economical, it would catch fire and I'd die. I think I don't need tweezers for this. I don't know if that's gone into the guide hole or not. That's what she said. Don't think it has. Why is this so fiddly? It's because I can barely see what I'm doing. That's probably close enough. Don't know that it should be on the slight angle that it's on, but it is. And that's how it's going to be. Does it have much photo etch? The only photo etch so far is these vision device covers and a strap on the back here, which you can't really see very well. And the shirts in itself is large plates of photo etch. Like these. I don't know what these little doovers are. Maybe it's something else I've missed in the instructions. Maybe I'll have a look. Don't see them. Maybe they're for the internal parts. It is convenient that the photo etch appears gold in the instructions. I don't see it. Maybe it's for another variant that they make or something. Plans to do some damage to the skirts. Not really. Last time I built a model with photo etch skirts and I damaged them, somebody got all pissy at me. And it was pretty funny. So maybe I should. Okay, so the way these work is there's going to be little plastic bits that go into those little rectangles. And what I'm hoping is it's just a matter of hanging the plates off the side of the model. Because then they can be taken off to make it easy to paint underneath. While also being able to be put on the model for showing it at the end of the video. Ow. I just stabbed myself. Not enough to draw blood, but I felt it. I can still feel. Okay, these... I need to grab this and zip the little nubbins off. There's probably a more professional way to do it, but I'm not doing that. There's a tiny nubbin there. And I'm hoping that these just drop into place. Oops. This is for the other side. You could just turn the model around. Can't. It can't be done. There's the contact point there and there and there. Here goes nothing. It's a little more fiddly to put into place than I would have expected. But it's doable. Or is it? Is it meant to contact that? It is meant to contact that. Maybe it's not meant to contact that. There's no square there for that. Hmm. Because I can't even tell if that's meant to be there, I'm just going to cut it off. And nobody's going to stop me. It's holding the plate out further than it should. Please do some damage to the skirts. I might. Depends, is somebody gonna get upset about it? I'm gonna get upset having to use super glue. This should be no problem. Such optimism. It's a bit delicate, but seems to have worked. It'll stay there. For sure. What if I... I am tempted to try and grab it a little bit and just sort of dent it here. Without ripping it off the hole. Very slight damage there. Kid had a longer barreled gun. I don't know... Oh, for fuck's sake, I've knocked one of these brackets out of place already. I don't know anything about the guns these things had, but I'm sure they would have had different guns at different times. Look at that, that one's wonky too. I get the distinct feeling that I'm not going to have fun putting the shirts and onto this thing. Okay, I will rough this one up a little bit. I missed that nubbin. Barely there, but barely is too much. You know, it looks kind of like something's come along and banged into that real hard. Maybe another vehicle doing a sick jump and crashing into the top of it somehow.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. I heard her. go. It's not quite as damaged as the side skirts on that Panther I did. So maybe it won't garner the tears I want it to. Tamiya shirts were fun with the loops and hooks to attach them, but they must have been grossly overscale. That's the problem with this one. It's probably not going to be too overscale, so it's not going to be strong, I don't think. I don't know if there was meant to be another one of those tool things on this side. Looks like there is meant to be something under there, but I don't think so. Those weren't too awful to try and get into place. Maybe I'm just catastrophizing. Alright. Okay. Now there's a whole bunch of the loops to try and not lose. Maybe do them one at a time. It does tell me which parts go where. And I would do well to read and understand that. Okay, if we're looking, this is the front for this side. It needs a gentle bend in it. It doesn't actually show a good angle of what it should, angle it should be bent at, though. Ah! Drop the knife on yourself, Herbert. Real good idea. Hot glue is the answer to all. For some reason, I don't believe you. You just want me to burn myself. It really is annoying how they choose not to have good angles of stuff just for the sake of having the pictures all in the same perspective. Just make it up. It would burn your house. Not my house. I need that to live in. I guess the way to figure it out would be to hold it against the thing and then figure out that it should be sort of almost touching that. Is that bendable? Yes, there's a nice crease molded into it. That's probably too much. Say that. Please, sir. Stay together. I do remember seeing one of these. This one here is not quite formed properly. So it's two parts instead of one. That's going to be a bit annoying. Probably want to make these flat on the bottom. Probably want to avoid dropping them too. Surely these won't be hard to get into the right spot. There's a very obvious square in which they should go. Okay. Is the stream over? No sound or video. Help. It shouldn't be over. I'm not seeing any problems. I have no dropped frames. I guess if there's no sound, you won't be able to hear me say this. Hopefully it's not a problem on my end. Glitched out for a second. That's obnoxious. I can't tell if there's any problems on my end. Oh, it does look like it's dropped. If I look in my VOD thing, it's split the thing into two. Fantastic. Internet must have shit out briefly. Gotta love that. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't tell me that's happening in OBS, because it's probably so quick it doesn't even count. I have to be watching to see the connection speed change or something. Anyway, let's try to get this together without having a rage fit. Gonna want tweezers, probably. That is probably far too much super glue. I think the only problem that will cause is making it take a while longer than I want to dry. Which isn't really the worst problem to have. It looks like there's plenty of space for the bracket to mount into, so it should be a little bit forgiving, I hope. Twitched. Yep, it does that. I wish it wouldn't do that while I was trying to stream. Well, I've got that one a little bit lopsided. That one too. I'm sure that's fine. I should video my first attempt at putting this on. Could be a hilarious disaster. Now, how do we do this? Hell yeah. Why are you so surprised that worked, Herbert? Because it worked remarkably easily and well. Hey, Trekken. Hope Herbert is not trying to build a turret. No, I gave up trying to build a turret. Apparently this one doesn't have a turret. I am putting shirts in on though, and very surprised at how well it's gone so far. Because the brackets were a right dog. I guess these are the same for the center. Then we have this one for the rear. Doesn't have a turret. That's what kit bashing is for. That would be kind of funny to do. Just play it dumb, like, this tank didn't have a turret. That's not right, so I made my own. If you don't add the shirts in, you can't have any sauerkraut. It's a German tradition. I see. Well, I mean, guess I'm having sauerkraut. Hopefully, I haven't tried it, obviously, but hopefully the panels just come off as easy as they do, as easy as they go on, without breaking. Why would they break, Herbert? Okay, the only one I'm gonna have a problem with is this broken bit. Not even broken, miscast bit. Mismolded? There might be a spare. I hope that is the case. Of course, I can't quite clip them out perfectly flat along the bottom. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? No, Jagdpanzer with a KV-2 turret. Make it a Char B-type. The original gun still. I should. If I had a KV-2 turret or any Char B parts laying around, I would. Maybe I just take the KV-2 turret off the, I've got a 48th scale Tamiya one somewhere, I think. Just use that. Just googled it. That thing has a lot of turrets. Oh yeah, one from the T-35 model. Nobody will notice if the T-35 has one turret less. It's a good tank. A good, sensible tank. Actually, most of those are smooth enough on the bottom. Smooth enough for government work. Probably put the bend in this one before putting it on the hull. That'll do. And just because, I'll bend the bottom corner a bit. Someone will get all upset about that. I don't know how thick these are and how hard you have to bang them to dent and bend them. I'd expect it's fairly difficult to do. So the driver of this Jagdpanzer gets some sort of reward for his rough driving. Looks good. This is probably the most enjoyable photo etch I've worked with. There's basically no bending, except for the couple of bends that there are. They don't count, by the way. Chief designer of the T-35. I see an empty space on the hull. Put another turret there, idiot. Except probably in Russian. In Soviet Russia, you get turret and you get turret. Everybody gets turret. Stop trying to do accents, Herbert. Idiot. Don't do that, you friggin' chongus. I'm sure that's fine. It'll probably look better if they're not all perfectly aligned, surely. Oh, yeah. Now let's see if they all go on as easy as the first one. The Border Model's Soviet Apocalypse tank. Is that the nuclear one? Nuclear blast surviving one or whatever it is that looks like a UFO? The number of which I can't remember. Object 279 or something. Foliage and rubble would often rip them off. Guess that's like the Centurions in Vietnam. Australian ones, they would take the skirts off of those. You know what's the best photo etch? If there was an older plastic part in the box, what is meant to be replaced by the photo etch. Using plastic because it's a fine part. Ah, yes. I mean, there have been times I've opted the plastic part over photo etch parts. It looks kind of like the one in Fallout 4. I think I know the one you mean. Let's see if... Just drop on. Come on, just drop on. Yes. I think maybe I was a bit too worried about the brackets being in the right places. With good reason. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's a bit misaligned, but that's good too. And you can sort of just adjust it to your taste, and then pull it off. Hell yeah. I do like that, because that's going to make it way easier to paint. Maybe I should actually video it with the good camera. Maybe without so much reflection would be nice. You can model it like that. I don't know how much they're meant to overlap, but good enough. I begrudge you good photo etch, but I wonder why they made the shirts from photo etch. Maybe if you want to do damaged shirts and they look more convincing. No. It's just because they know how much I hate photo etch. even if I like this photo etch. Has a double gun turret like a warship. I would have seen it because I've played Fallout, but I can't visualize it in my head. I think that's all. Oh, I mean, there's still the other side to do, but I'm getting tired and would like a midnight snack. I know it's only 11:30, but I'm having my midnight snack early, and you can't stop me. I'll just do the other shirts and plates later. I might... Also, I got this traction engine the other day. Isn't that cool? Chugga, 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 chugga. Choo choo, bitches. I'm a child. I'm gonna do a small raid, I think. If somebody is on that, I will watch while I eat my snack. I probably won't be around tomorrow because, I don't know, I just don't feel like it and there's other stuff I need to do. I'm gonna try and get the new video out about the first to fight that little TKD with the big gun on top. The big 47mm. I may not get that done before I go to sleep, so it'll be for patrons tomorrow. I'm gonna raid Cutino. She is a fellow Aussie playing GTA roleplay. Hopefully, Barnaby will be around on the weekend to play some of that ranch game. We've got our very sensible slaughterhouse that didn't work quite as I wanted. But, you know, we'll play. It'll be fun. We'll kill some pigs, some idiot goats. Go say hi to Cutino. I'll see you when I see you. Toodaloo!